Hello and welcome to your second inversion class. Today we will open the legs to be able to enter into inversions and also strengthen the upper body a little bit more. You will need 2 blocks and a strap. We will start on our knees in wisdom pose, big toes to touch, knees wide, and you can use the blocks to stack your elbows onto. If the high level is too high for you, you can always lower it or you can remove the blocks altogether. You can even make it higher if this is too low for you. Bring the elbows facing forwards, palms to touch, and sinking the chest down. Forehead reaching or resting on the floor if that's comfortable. And bring your hands to the space between the shoulder blades. Just take a moment to settle in and deepen the breath as you soften the shoulders, the arms, the neck, and any areas of tension throughout the body. Just taking a moment in stillness here to settle into your space and connect to your body and your breath. And then gently release the hands down, lifting the chest. Remove the blocks to the side. And come to lie on your back. You can hug the knees into the chest for a moment. And then bring your left foot flat. Point the right leg up to the sky, hold behind the thigh, and we'll bounce, stretch the right leg. About 5 or 6 rounds. If you're feeling comfortable like this, you can always straighten the left leg down. And then hold it at the top as you open the foot to circle and open the ankle. And swap directions. And flex the foot, pull the leg a little bit closer, activate the left leg if it's straight. And swap sides. Right foot flat, bounce, stretch on the left. And again, you can always straighten out the right leg if you'd like to deepen it. And then holding at the top, opening the ankle a couple of times into both directions. And flexing the foot, pull the leg a little bit closer. And gently release the left foot flat, right foot flat. Bring the hands to the sides of the body. Now we're just going to practice pulling the lower back into the floor. So inhale, lift the lower back away from the floor. Exhale, pull it down into the floor. One more time, inhale, lift. Exhale, pull the belly back and squeeze the glutes even as you push the lower back into the floor. Now hold this position and lift your legs up to the sky. Lift your arms overhead. Now from here, active arms, active legs. Keep the lower back flat. You need to feel the core to do this. And slowly lower the legs until you feel your lower back wants to lift off, then just hold. The lower you go, the more challenging it will get. And we'll breathe for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and slowly release. You can either release to the floor or hug the knees to the chest. So this is the pike position that you want to get used to and get familiar with, because this is the position that you want to get back to once you start feeling like you're getting a bit wobbly upside down. So instead of arching the back with your feet behind your bum, you want to get the toes in front of your hips. But ultimately we want to also open up the line so that it's not too closed in the hips, and have this line. So we can maybe for the next round just hover your feet above the ground, lower back imprinted so the core is active for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and take a break. We'll do it one more round. It's really important for the mind, for the brain to capture this position. So you can either keep the arms and the head on the floor in this round, or you can challenge yourself and just hover the feet, but also lift the upper body for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Take a breath or 2 into the belly. And then slowly rock and roll on the spine. Warming up the back, keep the spine round. And roll over onto all fours. Now from here we're going to further activate the core a little bit. So hands under the shoulders and inhale into plank position. Exhale, right knee to the chest. Inhale to tap the knee to the floor. Exhale to pull it back to the chest. We're going to do 10 on each side. Inhale. Exhale. Pull the navel back on the exhales. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Remember that protraction in the upper back, creating space between the shoulders. Exhale. Bring the knees down. Take a moment. Roll the wrists out. And we'll do the other side. So plank, left leg, exhale to the chest. Inhale to tap, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, and exhale for 6. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Last one. Inhale, exhale, and sitting back. Roll the wrists out and then straighten your arms to the front. Thumbs in, 4 fingers over, and circle a little bit further into the wrists. Elbows straight. Swap directions on the circles. And we need to open the shoulders a little bit as well. So rotate 1 elbow to the side, And then bring the elbow to face up. Bring the hands in between the shoulders. Bring the ribs down. Opening this space, stretching into the triceps, and then gently hold onto the elbow with your free hand to deepen that stretch. You can pull the elbow to the midline of the body. And swap directions, just circle the opposite arm a couple times. And then bring the elbow up and pull into the midline. Good, gently release, shake it out, and we'll come back to plank. So inhale into a solid plank, pushing the mat away. Holding here for 3, 2, 1. Now lower down onto one forearm at a time to forearm plank. Make sure your hips are not too high or too low, but in alignment with your shoulders. Holding for another 3, 2, 1, and then exhale, gently sag the hips to the floor for Sphinx pose. Now push the shoulders down away from the ears and rotate into the head, opening up the neck. And swap directions. Inhale to the center. Exhale, keep the position. Elbows are straight under the shoulders so that on your next inhale, lifting the body into forearm plank and creating that space between the shoulders, protracting the shoulders for another 3, 2, 1, and then pushing back up to plank. Holding here for 3, 2, 1. Now pull the shoulders down away from the ears. Keep this position as much as you can as you push back into a downward facing dog. With that space between the upper arms and the ears, you can gently walk out one leg at a time. And then come to stillness. Take one breath here, feeling the stretch in the backs of the legs. Release the neck. And inhale, lift the heels. Step to the top, find your flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back to rise. Exhale, mountain pose, Tadasana. Take a breath or two. And opening the eyes, place one block a little bit to the back of the mat. We will use it in the next sequence and come back to Tadasana. So we're going to do 3 rounds of Ashtanga Sun Salutation A with a little bit of a playful activity inside. Inhale to reach up, exhale to fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, pushing up, Cobra or Up Dog. Exhale, Downward Facing Dog. Keeping the space in the upper back. And we'll hold here for 3 breaths. And then gently pull the chest a little bit forwards so that you have a little bit more stability in the arms. And then do a couple of jumps in the same place. So we're just going to do bend the knees and hop in the same place a couple of times and see if you can kick your bum. So this is just putting a little bit of pressure on the upper body so that you can start getting used to that feeling. But we're not putting the hips all the way over the shoulders yet. We're staying in this position. And if this is how far you're going, that's also fine. Now place a block in front of the feet, maybe about 1 foot width or length forwards. And see if you can jump over the block. So lift the heels, bend the knees, look forwards and lift your hips when you jump to make that jump. And jump back. At least another 2 times. Good. Release the block and jump all the way to the top. Halfway lift, exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back to rise. Exhale, mountain pose. And we'll repeat that. Inhale to reach. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take 1 breath. And then hop a couple times on one spot. Start by lifting the heels and bending the knees. And then hop forwards. I'm using the block to make sure you get the height in your jump. And back. Releasing the block, hop to the top, halfway lift, exhale, fold, inhale to rise, exhale, mountain pose. One more round, inhale, exhale to fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, down dog and jump. Jumping forwards and back. Little bit more weight on the upper body. And jumping to the top. Halfway lift, exhale, fold. Inhale, exhale, mountain pose. Catch your breath, take a sip of water if you need to. And we'll flow. Inhale to reach the arms, exhale to fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, down dog. Big toes touch at the back of the mat. Inhale the right leg up. Hold it here. Try not to open the hip. Keep the hips squared off. And inhale, lift the left leg. Exhale, drop. Inhale, lift the heel. Exhale, drop. Inhale, exhale,
Inhale, hold it, lift the right leg even higher, opening up. Exhale, knee to the chest, protract the shoulders, step the foot in between the hands, back knee down. Inhale, reach the arms, come onto your back knee, tuck the tailbone, squeeze the left glute, and sink into the lunge. Inhale to rise, exhale to fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog, big toes touching at the back of the mat. Inhale, shoot the right leg up for three-legged dog. Point the toe, straighten the right knee. Keep the hips squared and lift the left heel. Exhale to drop. Inhale to lift. Exhale to drop. Inhale to lift. Lift the right leg even more. Exhale, knee to the chest and lightly step the foot in between the hands, back knee down. Inhale, reach the arms, tuck the tailbone. Exhale, sink the hips forwards, making sure that this left glute is squeezing to open up into the psoas. Right hand comes down. You can use a block or the fingertips. Left arm reaches over. Inhale to come up. You might need a strap here. If you can't reach the back foot with your hand, then you can strap your ankle to gently lift up. So make sure your hips are synced forward and then lift the back heel or foot. You can grab onto the heel or foot with your hand or hold onto the strap and breathe. And then gently release. And inhale to reach up again. Exhale to fold into a half Hanuman, flexing into the right foot. Now keep the foot flexed from the ankle as you slowly move it in and out. This will make sure that the whole back line will open and not just one part of it. The whole fascia line and the whole hamstring. And then slowly flex and point the foot as well. And then place the foot flat, hopping into pyramid pose. Back foot 45 degrees. You can use your blocks here, either side of the foot if you'd like. Or you can walk the hands back or even walk the blocks back. Exhale, folding down with a straight back. Then walk the hands forwards, lifting the left leg for standing splits. Keeping the hips squared again as much as you can without opening. Point or flex the foot, exhale to tap the floor. Now squeeze the left glute to lift the leg and activate the glute. Exhale to tap. Inhale to lift. Exhale to tap. Inhale to lift. Exhale to tap. Inhale to lift, exhale to tap. Last one, inhale, lifting and holding. If you'd like, you can play by lifting the right hand up, Maybe both if it's in your practice. This is also an inversion. Tight arms, tight legs, and exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Maybe move the strap to the other side if you're using it. Inhale the left leg up, hold it, hips squared off. Right heel lifts, exhale to drop. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, lift the left leg higher as well. Exhale, knee to the chest, step the foot in between the hands, back knee down. Inhale, reach the arms, tuck the tailbone, sink the hips forwards, and then left hand comes down to the block or to the floor. Breathe. Inhale, coming back up, use your strap on the back foot if you need to, or just grab your ankle or your foot with your hand. And you can rest the left hand on the knee or on a block. And slowly release. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, folding into half Hanuman, left foot flexes. Now gently externally and internally rotate the whole leg. And flex and point the foot. And then slowly hop the foot flat, back foot 45. Inhale, find length. Exhale, fold for pyramid pose. Option to walk the hands back if you'd like. And then slowly release, walking the hands forwards, lifting the back leg into standing splits. Pointing the foot, exhale to tap. Inhale to lift. Exhale to tap. Inhale to lift. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale and hold. Maybe lift the left arm. So you need to pull the shoulder open to activate it. Pull the right leg up to the sky. Maybe both arms can lift if you have the capacity today. And exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Now from here, bring the knees down, bring the eye of the elbow, which is the inside of the elbow, to face forwards. So you're rotating your arm to do this. And in this position, then exhale, place the elbows to the floor to ensure that your elbows stay in one line and they don't flare to the sides. Now lifting and dropping them a couple times.
Try to do the same thing with your block. So you're actually squeezing the block, lifting and dropping the block. Good. Now see if you can create that same action from down dog to dolphin. So eye of the elbow twists to face the front as much as it can. It will be a little bit less than when you were on all fours. And if it's more accessible for you to do one elbow at a time, do that to go down and up. But if you can, try to do both at the same time. And we're doing little push-ups from down dog to dolphin. Good, and then holding in dolphin. Release the neck. Bend the knees if you need to. It doesn't matter if the heels touch the floor or not, as long as your head is not touching the floor. And you can decide, you can either look in between the forearms to that exact middle point, or you can tuck the chin, look to the feet. The only reason I'm giving you this drishti as an option is because when you start moving into Pincha Mayurasana, which is forearm stand, you will be a lot more comfortable having a solid point on the floor to look at. But for dolphin, it's natural to look at the feet. You can do a second round if you wish. And if you wish, big toes to touch. See if you can lift one leg up at a time. Swapping sides. And gently resting in child's pose. Bring the palms to the sides, facing up. It'll make it a lot more relaxing on the arms. And inhale as you roll up. We'll do one more little flow, starting in down dog. Take 2 or 3 breaths here. And inhale the right leg up to the sky. Lift the left heel, open the right leg as high as you can. Exhale, knee to the chest, step the foot. Back knee down, inhale, reach the arms, low lunge. Exhale, fold forwards into half Hanuman. Inhale to reach. Exhale to fold. Feel free to bring the hands to the floor if you need to. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, folding and holding for 3, 2, 1. Right foot flat, hopping into Parivrtta Parsvottanasana, so left hand down or to a block, right arm up. Pulling the right shoulder down, right hip away from the front. And then option to hold this position or bring the hand down, hopping forwards to standing splits. I'm just playing with like a revolved standing splits here. And then bring the top hand down, hands flat. Bend your standing leg as much as you need to bring your hands down. Lift the top leg as high as you can and lift the bottom heel as you lean forwards with your weight bearing onto your arms. Spread the fingers out. Make sure that all 5 fingertips are white. Exhale, come down. And moving through this back and forth a couple of times. If you'd like, you can use a block on the bottom foot. It's
might make it more difficult for you, but if it makes it easier, do it. It'll just give you a little bit of height and make you feel what it feels like to have your hips over your shoulders. And then chaturanga. Inhale, cobra up dog. Exhale, down dog. And inhale the left leg up. Lift the right heel, lift the left leg higher. Exhale, knee to the chest, step the foot back, knee down. Inhale to reach the arms. Exhale, half Hanuman. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Holding here for 3, 2, and 1. Hopping into pyramid pose. Back foot 45. Revolve it. Option to bring the top hand down or hop into revolved standing splits. Top hand comes down, hands come down flat, lifting the bottom heel and drop. Rocking back and forth, bearing weight on the arms and hands, and really lifting the right leg as high as you can as well. Option to use the block on the bottom foot. And chaturanga. Inhale, cobra up dog. Exhale, down dog. Now from down dog, if it's one elbow at a time, that's fine. Otherwise, both elbows down to dolphin. And palms flat, forearms flat. Don't let your elbows flare. Lifting one leg at a time, lifting the opposite heel and drop. This is where I'd actually like to keep my drishti in between my forearms, because this is the entry for forearm plank. Swap legs. Not for forearm plank, for forearm stand. Pincha Mayurasana. And take rest in child's pose, palms facing up next to the side of the body. Inhale, slowly crawling up. Separate the knees a little bit. Turn your right hand around, pressing the hand flat to stretch into the forearm. You can use the opposite hand to keep the right palm down and pull the right shoulder away from the ear to open more into the forearm. And then lifting the palm, peeling it away from the floor to open, to also stretch into the fascia on the palm of the hand. And rotate or shake it out, swapping sides.
And slowly peeling the palm away from the floor, stretching into the fascia in the hand. And slowly release, rotate it out or shake it out. And we'll do 2 more stretches lying on the belly to the left side of the mat. Stretch the right arm out in alignment with the shoulder, palm flat. Look to the left, roll onto the right shoulder. Left knee can go up to the sky. Release any tension in the neck or in the jaw. Slowly returning to the center, swap sides. You can roll or move to the right side as you stretch the left arm out. Releasing tension in the neck or in the jaw. And slowly rolling onto your front. One palm on top of the other, rest the cheek or the forehead. Just take a couple of breaths into the back. And slowly lifting the gaze, roll all the way onto your back. You can bring a block overhead. You might need it, you might not. As we roll over into Halasana. So you can roll up, support the lower back with your hands, elbows in, and gently lower the feet overhead. If you need to, you can rest it on the block. And if your toes touch the block or the floor, you can curl the toes under and push the balls of the feet towards the floor to deepen the stretch. Keep the breath flowing even though your throat is constricted. Relax the space between the eyebrows. And slowly exiting by keeping the spine round and the core engaged. Hands can come to the floor for support and rolling out with control. All the way into Shavasana. Palms facing up. Make sure your feet are separated, flopped to the side. And let's take a deep inhale through the nose. Exhale, mouth. And slowly allowing the whole body to surrender to gravity, to take rest, to come to stillness. You can slowly return to the body as you deepen the breath. Moving the toes and the fingers, and maybe the head from side to side. Slowly hug the knees to the chest. And roll to your side. And push yourself up to sit. Just taking a moment to close the eyes and sense the effects of the class. Feeling the strength and the life force energy returning back to your system. As you bring the hands into prayer and bowing our heads to close this practice, thank you for joining me. Namaste.